I'm a philosopher. My background's in the sciences, and I got into understanding consciousness through seeing it as a scientific problem. How can we fit consciousness into the universe as we understand it scientifically? But it's turned out that some of the questions here run pretty deep, and it's hard to get at them directly simply by performing experiments. So the direction I've ended up going in is relatively theoretical and foundational, asking sort of the big questions like, can consciousness be explained in terms of the brain, and what is the relationship between consciousness and the physical universe?
The thing I would like to know is exactly what consciousness is. And until now we are used to define consciousness in psychological or philosophical terms. So, for example, we say, I am conscious of something when I say that I'm conscious of something. However, it is becoming clear now that this is actually a very bad definition of consciousness, mainly because we don't know what we are conscious of.
We have data about brains and behavior from the third-person point of view, studied very carefully. But all of us have data from the inside, too, about our own consciousness. The people do appeal to this in Western science. I'm seeing red now, I'm feeling pain now, and so on. It would be nice to have methods for studying consciousness, for gathering the data about consciousness from the first-person point of view that are as well developed as our methods for gathering data about the brain from the third-person point of view.
So the thing I would like to do is replace that psychological definition, if you like, with a neural definition. So I try to identify a particular neural process in the brain and then say, this is consciousness. And then when I see that neural process happening in the brain, I can tell you, you are conscious of something, even if you would disagree with me.
Just finding the correlations and the connections here doesn't itself give us a solution.
You cannot define consciousness in strictly behavioral terms or psychological terms.
But the hard problem of consciousness is that of explaining how all this complex interaction in the brain should give rise to a subjectively experienced inner life.